Good morning, everybody. How are we today? Well, you have to be impressed. Did you see what we did this morning? So we expected like maybe 10 people here today. So we got together early this morning and said, let's do something to create an interest to get people here. Thank you, San Ramon. We did a little earthquake swarm there for you. So today, we're going to do a second session. We have an expert that's going to talk to you about earthquake preparedness in the home, what you can do. My name is Ken Jonah. I write the articles in the Rossmoor newspaper on how to be Rossmoor safe. Hopefully, you read those, you understand how important it is to be prepared for a disaster. I've done hundreds of presentations for the Red Cross on being prepared for a disaster. It strikes at any time, anywhere, and it's up to you to be prepared because you're not going to have any emergency support. You're going to be on your own. That's why we say all the time, yo-yo. You're on your own. So Colene is with the Red Cross, and she was just involved in the blood drive, and she can give you a little information on the results of the blood drive and upcoming ones.
Okay, we just had the best blood drive ever, and our numbers were raised from 45 to 61 appointments because right now there's a critical shortage going on in blood throughout the United States. So they raised our numbers and we had 58 appointments and 48 units of blood. And that's really huge because every unit of blood can save 3 lives. So I just wanted to share that with you, but we still need to get our numbers up. So I'd like every one of you to please tell people when it comes out. As you can see on the screen, the next date, July 17th. So please come and donate. They'll probably raise the numbers again. But this is a very, very big service that Rossmoor does. Thank you so much.
Colleen, before you go, we have on our slide that April 14th would be your next drive. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, April 14th, right.
Okay. So we have Tuesday, April 14th and Friday, July 17th for your next event.
And we do, yes.
Perfect.
We give them quarterly, every year quarterly.
Okay. Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you.
So we have some events coming up. You might want to mark on your calendar. I'm sure it will be in the newspaper. On March the 2nd, we have our vice president will be presenting and talk about emotional and cognitive preparation for disasters. We always talk about preparing a go bag and what you should put in it and how you can protect yourself at home, but we don't want to overlook that the emotional is just as important. And then on April 6th, the PG&E will be here to do a presentation dealing with wildfires and power outages. And May 4th is going to be an interactive meeting with entry coordinators. So, without further ado, let's have Ron come out here and make you prepared make your house prepared, right?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ron Halog. How many were here actually in November? Raise your hand. Okay, so I got some new blood. I love this. So again, my name is Ron Halog. I'm the Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for Independent Living Resources. Also, I know you're going to get all that stuff done. I also do a lot of work with Prepare You. Thank you so much. Prepare You. So we do a lot of community-based programs and also support for nonprofit organizations and just businesses alone. So I'm just really glad to be here. I know, Harris, you said that we're going to have 10 people. What happened? This is great, guys. The people on Zoom, we've got a nice crowd here. We probably have a good 40, 50, maybe 60 people. So give yourselves a round of applause for being here. That's it. Louder, guys. Come on. Give yourselves a good round of applause. Good, thank you. Now, how many have actually felt that earthquake this morning? Oh, look at that. Is that why you're here? No, I hope not. It's like, I'm hoping because one of the things that we like to do is actually when we teach based on a culture of preparedness. This is not just a one-time done and you have to forget about it. This is something that we're going to be doing over and over and over again. And notice on the screen, what in the world? Ron, I thought this was emergency preparedness. Why do you have a roller coaster ride? Because guess what? Disasters are scary, right? Yes? Yeah, they are. They're very, very scary. Preparedness does not have to be scary. Matter of fact, preparedness is much like the roller coaster. We get a little bit of thrill, and then, okay, then it's all over. It's done. But we want to make sure that one thing I've learned is this, guys, is that if you are having fun doing something, you will most likely repeat it over and over and over again. For example, how many of you like a restaurant that you've gone to? Do you say, I'm not going to go back? No, you're going to say, when do we go back next? Do we go back next week? You love the food, so you'll always go back. So that's what I like about disaster preparedness, is that if you enjoy what you're going to do, you most likely will repeat this. And so this is me with my little friend minions over at Universal Studios. And then there's a sign that I'm standing next to, says Iko Mamai, which means in Hawaiian, welcome. So I'm glad that you were all here. So a quick review for those of you who did not make it to last November's training. We went through 4 steps, and I'm going to make sure that this is really, really quick. We talked about finding your 5 trusted allies, because we know during a disaster, first responders are probably not going to get to you right away. The people who are going to get to you are your family, your friends, your neighbors. And that could be the people here. It's the EPO, Rossmoor EPO, you guys are it for that short time. But there are some things that you can do to make sure that you're going to be staying safe. Step 2 is prioritize your health needs. And, you know, for some of us, for example, you see me, I wear glasses. If I don't have these glasses, I can't even see my phone. So you want to make sure that you have any type of medical needs, that you have like a CPAP machine, oxygen concentrator, anything like that, all listed down on a little sheet. I also am a FAST member. So FAST stands for Functional Assessment Service Team. So whenever I get deployed, I go to shelters and I help people, seniors and people with disabilities, get their equipment, get their medication, whatever they need. So you want to have this list prepared so that you would have it, if you had to evacuate or go anywhere, you would have that list ready. Step 3 is create your emergency supply kits. And we've all gone through this. And I am not one of those proponents that say, oh, you got to go get your little red backpack. Those things cost like $60, $80. I'm not saying that. Most of the stuff that you have in your home will go in a go bag. You already have it. All you need is a bag that you can stuff that into. And so whatever you do, don't go out and buy something. Instead, take a look at what you have in your house, put it in the bag, get it ready to go. And the last step that we talked about was plan how and when to evacuate. Again, I know that we talked in the past, you know, there's only a few ways in and out of Rossmoor. What happens if there is a fire? How do we get out? And I know EPO's been talked with the fire department and they've got plans on how to evacuate. Know those plans. It's important to know that before a disaster hits. And so we also talked about 3 pieces of homework. And, you know, when I used to work with kids with disabilities, you know, we'd always give out little bits of homework. And it always comes back, my dog ate my homework. Yeah, you don't even have a dog. Come on. So how many of you who came to this training in November actually did your homework? 1, 2, 3. You know what? I wish I had a little, you know, I do. I have something for you. So I have to stand here because I was told I have to be in the light. But The 3 people, raise your hand again. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I've got a little prize for you guys. Don't worry. At the end of this training, I'm going to give you something. It only is because I want to make sure that whatever you do the work. At the end of my training last time, it's like I held up 2 bags and I said, who's going to get these bags? Who wants these bags? And I had 2 people come up to me and grab them, which is great because it illustrates that this is good that that you're here, you're listening to it. But the most important thing is action. You've got to take action if you want to get prepared, guys. So the first one, again, call up your 5 trusted allies. Make sure that, hey, you're going to be helping me out during a disaster. The second step, or second homework, was to get your important documents. And that's just making sure that you have, your driver's license, your insurance, your proof of address, that kind of stuff. And the last step is sign up for your alerts, your county alerts. Really quick question. How many people here have signed up for their county alerts? Okay, we got some work ahead. Perfect. Thank you guys for doing that. Whatever you do after this training, sign up for your county alerts. That's a first sign. Matter of fact, we were just talking about getting good information. That's one place, because we all know if you get your information from social media, that's all right, right? What, you guys don't trust social media? Serious? Here's the thing I say about social media: trust but verify. They say something's out there, I don't know what it is, but I will verify if that's true or not. True Social? Trust but verify. Anything, here's the thing, guys. I don't care if you watch MS Now, CNN, Fox, any of those. I don't care. What I do care is that you actually hear that information, but then verify all that information. Make sense? Okay, perfect. So make sure that you're signing up for your alert system. And if you forgot the important documents, here's the documents. Again, I talked about it. It's the birth certificate, and these are copies. These are not the originals at all. So copies of birth certificates, photo ID, health insurance, car, home insurance, guardianship paperwork, proof of address, and financial information. This is the basic stuff, only because anytime you have to evacuate, you have to go to a shelter and, knock on wood, nothing happens to your house, but what happens if your house is burned down like the Pacific Palisades? This paperwork is going to be your starting spot. There's going to be people at the shelter who's going to be there to help and support you. And the first question is, how do we know that you live in that area? And the way that they can do that is to take a look at your proof of address. And that could be your utility bill with your name and your address on it. And because with anything nowadays, they always want 2 forms of ID. So they've got your photo ID, and then they've got the address. They can match it up and make sure that those resources are going to be going to you. Down in Pacific Palisades, the nonprofit organizations actually gave out over $9 million of resources and money to survivors. And so, but we need to make sure, we also know too that there was a lot of people that were there who did not live in that area. But we didn't specify who was going to get it, we just gave it out. But we want to make sure that the resources get to you. And then, again, sign up for your county alerts. This is calalerts.org. This actually goes to all 58 counties. So if you have family or friends who live down in LA, San Francisco, Santa Clara, you can sign up for those alerts. I'm personally on 7 different alerts, not only in California, but also in Hawaii. So I know when a volcano is going, I know when a flood's coming, even before my family gets to know it. It's like I'll call them up, I'm like, did you guys know? They're like, oh, I did not know that, thank you. So definitely stay in contact. You always want to make sure that you're protecting your loved ones. Okay, so today's training, guys, this is what we're going to be going through. We have 3 different training objectives. The first one is making your home safe using non-structural mitigation. Second is fire safety of your home, and that's not fireproof, but fire safety. And the last one is Vial of life. And really quick, before anybody, I just want to make sure, did everybody pick up a little booklet before they came in? Yes, you got it? No, you didn't. Oh, we only have 25. Oh, yeah, guess what? I have more behind here, so before you leave, it's like I'll put it out here, make sure that you can pick it up, because you will be needing that. So, as you guys know from my trainings, I always like to do a little game. It's called Name That Tune. And this one, this might be a little bit tougher, but let's see if you guys get this. You guys ready? And I can't see very well because there was a light, so just shout it out if you know what it is. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? Yes. Okay, here you go.
Come over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Yes, I say, come over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong.
Now, why in the world am I even
We ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on.
We had an earthquake this morning.
Well,
And also, it's because we're going to be talking about making your house, modifying your house so you can have earthquake mitigation. So it's not fire, again, it's not fire or earthquake proofing, but it's steps that you can take to actually make sure that your house is going to be a little bit more safer. So here's hazard mitigation plan. So again, these are not things that you are going to have to hire a contractor to come on in. These are things that you can do in your house. It's, you know, it's the small little things. One thing that we found out during any kind of earthquake is stuff fall off of shelves. They go flying. I don't know. It's one of the things that I've learned. It's like they have a little trailer. It's an earthquake trailer. If you've ever gone into it and you can experience a 6.0, a 7.0, an 8.0. That was the first time I saw a TV set go flying this way, horizontal. And it didn't go just flopping down. It went 6 feet across to the other side. So things will move during an earthquake. There are some steps that you can take to make sure that it's not going to be impacting you. And that's using bolting and bracing the furniture, using latches and other things. How many have ever done any kind of bracing of their furniture? Raise your hand. Okay, so great, perfect. TV sets, monitors, all latch down to a hard surface where it's not going to be flying. But this is a nice little way to just to get your, and then you can use putty, museum putty and all that stuff that keeps things, smaller things in place. And here's the benefits of hazard mitigation. And the very first couple, is just make sure that you're keeping yourself physically safe and your family physically safe, and anybody going into your house physically safe. And you also want to, it protects data and information, and it makes safety tangible. What did I say in the beginning? You want to make preparedness a culture of preparedness. It's not just a one-time thing, but it's ongoing all the time. And one thing I like the best out of all these bullets is the one that says it actually decreases the risk of having you to relocate. Because how many have ever gone to a shelter before? Did you have fun? Late at night and they brought out booze. Okay. That will help. Here, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. If I don't have to go to a shelter, I don't want to go to a shelter. Most of the people at the shelter want to go back home. They want to stay in their home. And so if you can do any type of non-structural mitigation at your house where you can stay at home, I'll take it every single day. So, and these are little things that you can do. And, you know, if you have family members that can come on over to help you out, you know, putting in those little bolts, those little straps, just to keep it safe, it's more power to you. So here's some things that we have. I don't have them physically with me, but I wanted to share pictures of it. But cabinet latches, because cabinets doors will fling open with the dishes flying out. But if you have the doors latched, that stuff won't come out, won't fall, won't break on the floor, so it's not going to cause you damage. It has straps too, so if you have like heavy furniture by your door, it might fall down. Or if you have it strapped to the wall, it will not fall. They also have, I love these little J hooks for your pictures. If anybody ever seen me in my training, I have online, I actually have a big picture right behind me. And I tell people when I'm doing this training, I can literally hang on the back of that picture. And it will actually take about 200 pounds to pull that off. And it's all because I have a J hook on it and I have putty on there holding that picture in place so it's not going to fall off. But then it also has this earthquake putty. And the earthquake putty is really, really cool because it's almost like Play-Doh. You just put it on the bottom of something, stick it down, and you can literally turn it upside down and it will not shake off. So it's actually a nice little thing to have, and it's easy. It's like playing with Play-Doh. And then if you have any kind of book shelving, there's these little bungee cords that go across so that when an earthquake shakes, the books aren't going to be flying off. It makes it a lot easier just to clean up too. I did this to my wife and she yelled at me. She's like, I can't get to my books. I'm like, look, honey, you can pull and let it go. Because she thought it was just a rope. And I said, no, it's bungee. You can you move it around as you need to. So definitely, you can get any of these items over at your Ace Hardware, Home Depot, whatever it is. They always have them there. And so here's some 8 steps: bolt heavy cabinet, strap computers, clear the exits and the pathways. One thing that I've learned is if you have big bookcases next to your doors, those things might fall, block your way out. So make sure those are bolted to the wall. Fasten breakables to the wall, shelves with museum wax, and lower the heavy items from the top down to the bottom. That way it's not going to have a potential of falling on you. And then install smoke alarms, fire extinguishers, cabinet latches, and then label your fire exits and safety supplies. I know it seems a little bit, I know where my exits are at, but maybe somebody at your house might not know. So always make sure that they know where it's at. So test time, guys. You ready for a test? Sure, they're saying. Okay, so I want you to do me a big favor. Take a look around this room. Take a really good look around this room. Notice everything. And just take, 30 seconds. Look around. Notice everything. Notice the colors. Notice the textures. Notice everything in this room. Okay, good. Okay, now close your eyes. Keep them closed. Keep your eyes closed. Do not open them. Now I want you to tell me, without looking, without opening your eyes, tell me what things in this room were red. Fire, very good. What else? Exit lights, what else? Alarm, very good. What else? Flag behind me, good. What else? Wallpaper. It's kind of a burgundy, but okay, I'll take it. What else? Wow, Mark, you get the gold star, okay. Good job. Open your eyes, guys. You're very observant. Very, very observant. It's like, but now take a look. What else can you see that's red? Now look around. There's a lot more things that are red, right? Shirts, sweatshirts, jackets. You start noticing all the different lights, the lights in the back, the signs, all different types of things. And there's a reason why I have you guys do this. It's because many times we will go into a room thinking, oh yeah, this room is safe. We don't have to worry about it. It's not. I'm going to have you put on your glasses, your goggles to say, okay, now I've got my safety goggles on. Now I'm going to really test myself. So take a look at this picture here and looking at potential damages. And this could have been my mom's house when I was growing up. This is exactly what it looked like. So take a look. What type of hazards do you guys see here? Pictures over the sofa. What else? TV set. Is that TV strapped down? What else? Fan. The lights. Very good. What else? The table? What's wrong with the table? Oh, what's on the table? Good. It's not secure. What else? The books next to it. Okay. What about the exit? It's blocked. Can you really get out of that room if there's an earthquake and those things are down? It'd be tough. What else is there? See, now you guys have the different goggles on. You're starting to see things. Okay, here's another one. What about this room? Chairs, the ceramics on top of the shelf. What else? Chandelier. I love the chandelier, but no, that's a big danger. What else? The vases. The mirror. Is the mirror actually, how is it held on there? I don't know. Is it actually glued down there? Is it just hanging? Who knows? Those are potential dangers. How about this room? It's already down. Okay. This was my room when I was a teenager, guys. And don't try to say, it wasn't me. Yeah, I know each and every one of us. We've gone through this phase. I hope we have at least. No, I'm not. So what kind of things do you see here? No egress at all. None. What else? Mirrors, the books. Dresser. It'd be really hard to get out of this room if there's an earthquake. It already looks like you got hit by an earthquake. And again, you know, for those of who had kids, it's like you probably have gone through this and told your kid, please clean your room, and it will look like this. But they will tell you, Mom, Dad, I know where everything's at. It's clean. I don't have to worry about it. But in an earthquake, you're putting on a different hat, guys. You're putting on different glasses on this one. We want to make sure that it's easy to get in, easy to get out, and nothing's going to fall on you. So here's your first homework. You get to take a look at your own home today and just do a general inspection. What kind of things do you see that could actually be mitigated? You know, is it those pictures that are hanging up on the wall? Are they hanging up by just a little nail? Can you put a J-hook down? Can you use the putty to secure that to the wall? And then for some of us, it's a great time and a great reason to declutter your house. And you can blame it on Ron. That would be even better. So just take a look at each room, do a little list, and then during the weekend, start working on that list. Pretty easy? Yeah? Okay. And here's the next one. It's fire safety. So check your home, your smoke detectors. I bet you guys, some of you will probably just wait until you hear that beep, beep, beep. Yeah? How many of you actually check your smoke detectors every month? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Recommendation is every month, not every year. So always check it every month. Just hit it. And then every year, change that battery out just to make sure that it is actually working okay. The 1-year batteries? Yeah, or the hardwire batteries. Or the hardwire smoke detectors. I like the 1 years. Really? Perfect. Yes, the 10 years. The 10 years I like better. The 10-year batteries? Perfect. And so does everybody know that? You just... Okay, so for those of you who are online, they actually, every year when they do the inspection, they actually change those batteries out for you. And so, does that go for everybody? Has everybody known that? Most. Okay, so now this is giving you permission to call and say, hey, I want to get the 10-year batteries. That way you can be up to speed on this one. They love me already, I know that. Who would they call, Harris? Mutual. Mutual. Gotcha. So call up your mutual, let them know. Yeah, they're going to love me, aren't they? Mutual operations. Oh, okay. So now they have also, they will change out. Who does that? The mutual will actually change out the smoke detectors to a 10-year smoke detector instead. The co-ops. Sorry. I have to make sure I'm doing this right. It's only the co-ops. So I'm not going to get myself in trouble. Thank you. Gotcha. So it's up to the mutual board of directors. Gotcha. Okay, so they actually do the CO2, carbon monoxide, and then also, sorry, I know. So it's only for the units that have the garage connected to the house. So okay, so if you have questions, contact your mutual. That's the best thing to do. Good, guys. I was going to say this one, but I don't think you guys need this one because I know that the Red Cross has a program called Sound the Alarm. And so since you guys have your smoke detectors, you won't have to worry about this one. But if you have family members, this program is throughout all of Red Cross. You can definitely have it from Sonoma all the way down to Southern California if you want to. They might run out of smoke alarms, but every year they comes around, they actually renew it. And have you guys ever heard of this? Fire blankets. I happen to have one here. So these things, you know, if you have a fire on your stove, the best thing to do is just cover it. If you have a pot that's actually on fire, just cover it up with a lid. This is what this does. So this is a fire blanket, as you can see, and it's basically just a blanket. And what you do is you open it up like so, and they've got these little pull tabs right here, and you would just grab the corners of each one, or of the corner, turn your hands in to protect your hands, just like so, and then you would come up to the fire and then just cover the fire with this. What it does, it actually takes oxygen out. So you need three things to have fire. You need oxygen, you need fuel, and you need heat. If you just cover it up, it will actually stop. Yes, question? Fiberglass. It's a fiberglass blanket. Yeah, but it's also fiberglass, but it's also has fire retardant. It will catch on fire. Okay. It's not asbestos, no. You can actually go online. Online and just type in fire blanket. And so people were asking, where do you get it? Just go online, type in fire blanket, and I got this for Christmas for my little niece. So it's kind of nice. Yes? It will catch on fire, but what it does, it eventually will, but it's a resistant, and so it's really slow to catch on fire. Yeah. So it's not going to go all white. And once you put it on the refrigerator, or sorry, on the stove that's on fire, you leave it there. You don't pull it off. You just leave it there until it's completely out, and then you turn off the fire. or turn off the stove, sorry, if you have something burning on the stove. You probably would. I would. But if you don't, because you can't get a hold of it right away because it's on fire, then you would actually put this out and then turn it off. So definitely, this is something that you can definitely get if you want to. I always like just using the pot. It's like, that's not going to be, or the lid, it's not going to catch on fire. And how many of you have fire extinguishers? Awesome. When's the last time you've taken it off the wall? Yesterday. Did you use it? Check the date. Good. Make sure you're checking the date. Here's the thing with fire extinguishers. If you do have a fire extinguisher, pull it off at least once a year, shake it. You can even use a rubber mallet, hit it on the bottom. You want to break that chemical up because it's going to sit, it's going to compact. So shake it up every year. And then that's when you're just checking the little meter to make sure that it's still good too. But and know what kind of fire extinguisher you have. What type of fire is it going to go out? And so they have a little chart. They have A, B, C, D, and a K. And most of the fire extinguishers that you have are going to be for A, B, and C. And the A stands for almost anything. So like clothing, wood, that's what's going to be on fire. The B, I always remember it as a basin. So anything that holds liquid. It could be like kerosene, gasoline, diesel. That is considered a B. A C fire, I always think of charge, electrical charge. So it will put out anything electrical. And a D, you're going to laugh at this one. Whenever I see a D, it stands for metal. I know I don't spell metal right, but metal is a D fire. So that's aluminum, magnesium, anything like that. That's a special kind of fire. And then a K stands for kitchen, oil. So those are mostly for restaurant kitchens that use oil. And what it does is it doesn't have as much power, but it has more of a soapy texture to put out those oil fires. Where the A, B, and C, those have a lot of pressure. They have about 175 to 200 pounds of pressure. So when it comes out, whatever you're trying to put out, it's going to blow out. So if you have an oil fire, for example, and you squirt one of these things in, it's going to kick up the oil along the wall. You don't want that. So definitely know what type of fire you're going to be using. And then everybody knows PASS. PASS stands for, when you're using a fire extinguisher, P stands for pull the pin, A, aim, S, squeeze the handle, and the other S, sweep back and forth. And so you're not aiming at the flame, you're aiming at the base. Again, for these, what we do, that is actually me. It's like I'm a CERT member, and I actually do our training for our CERT members. What we train our CERT is if the fire doesn't go out within 5 seconds, you start backing out. Because we don't know how long that thing is going to be lasting. And we want to make sure you're safe, that you can get out. You don't want to sit there and use that fire extinguisher until it's completely out, because if you have to use it again going out, we want to make sure that you're safe. So really quick, I'm just going to show this little fire blanket on how to use it. So again, they've got the fire on the stove. Pulls the tabs. Roll your hands in, protect yourself. And you just drop it over. Create a seal, and then turn off the gas. And again, that's only if you can't turn off the gas right away. Yeah. You know, it depends on what type of food. No, I would not eat. I wouldn't eat that again. And you just let it sit. Never use water on. Okay, and again, that's not 000, but 911 instead. Okay, fire extinguisher, guys. This one's a quick one.
Portable fire extinguishers are built to extinguish fires that are in the incipient phase. A fire in this phase is roughly the size of an office trash can. If the fire is larger than that and is starting to generate a lot of heat, it's beyond what a portable fire extinguisher can handle. In fact, most portable fire extinguishers only have enough extinguishing agent to last about 30 seconds. In the event of a fire, always make the decision that your safety is your priority. Never put yourself in the position where the fire is blocking you from the exit, and only fight the fire if you feel comfortable and safe doing so. With that being said, here are the easy steps to using a fire extinguisher. Use the PASS method. That's P-A-S-S. Pull the pin. If there's a zip tie on the pin like this one has, it'll break with the force of the pull. Aim the nozzle at the base of the flames. Squeeze the trigger. And sweep at the base of the flames from side to side. After you've extinguished the fire, always keep watch for about 15 minutes to make sure it's fully out. Once the fire is out, it's not uncommon for the fire to reignite a few minutes later. So make sure that you're keeping watch until you're certain that the flame is completely out.
So if you want to, people online, if you want to take a look at that video, here's the little 2-minute video on the blanket and also the PASS method using the fire extinguisher. No, but you shouldn't. Yeah, you should not. Shouldn't have been demonstrated. It should have been demonstrated on the outside instead. Should have been really safe to do a demonstration inside a garage. No, you don't want to do that. But that was a studio, so they're fine. So really quick, guys, you guys remember this? 2023, Lahaina fires. Look at the devastation around that house. Why in the world did that house survive and not everything else? Metal roof? No vegetation? Very good. Take a look at that. You guys got this. I love this. Here's another one. This is actually Pacific Palisades. Another house. Survives. And I actually marked it up for you so you can see it. So why did not that house burn? It's because you had fire-resistant roof, tempered glass, no vegetation around that, none. It's like it was very, very low. A concrete wall as a barrier, and then fire-resistant siding. There's another thing in here that I want to mention that I didn't mark up, is that a lot of houses start on fire because of the vents. Embers get into the house. That's what starts the fire. And so some of these houses are actually equipped with, it's called a Vulcan vents. And the Vulcan vents, what happens, it's a mechanical, a chemical reaction. So if it gets heated up, the vents themselves will actually close up to prevent any embers from getting in the house. And so there are some definite steps that you can take to protect your house from a fire. This one is probably one of the biggest key is no vegetation around that house. There's nothing to catch on fire. And outside the house, here's a nice little diagram. This is ready for fire, wildfire.org. And the reason why I wanted to show this to you too, because Rossmoor, guess what guys, you guys got a lot of vegetation on the outside. You've got a bowl right here. And so here's some basic things you can do. Remove lower tree branches 6 feet from the ground. Create fuel breaks, definitely, if you have a pathway that you can break. Clear brush, debris, clutter from your gutters, and then trim grass to a maximum height of 4 inches. That's pretty good size. And manage space between vegetation. If you can do those things, it's going to be putting a nice little fire break there. And here's the defensible space. You got the 0, 1, it's actually zone 0 now, is from 0 to 5. Zone 2, which is now 0, 1, is from 5 to 30. And zone 2 is now, or zone 3 is now 30 to 100 feet, which with houses that are so close together, we typically don't have that. It's like usually our houses are anywhere between 10 to 15 feet close to each other. So we want to make sure that we're protecting not only our house, but also our neighbors. And so again, I talked about this one, but remove any combustible material like wood, mulch, dead or dry leaves within that 0 to 5. Trim tree branches away from your rooftop. Zone 2, make sure that this area is kept lean, clean, and green by pruning and just removing any dead or dying branches from the branches from your trees. And then any wood stacks, keep that away from your house as well. And zone 3, again, it's going to be mostly more natural, but you also want to reduce any kind of fuels from getting in there as well. So again, we use Firewise. There's lots of different Firewise communities around Solano County and Contra Costa County. Look at that. You guys are perfect. I love this. I did not know you guys were Firewise. Oh, sweet. Okay. Then have you guys seen this one? This is a comparison. This is what this was actually 2 sheds put up, and you can see on the left side you've got a house or a shed that has a wood fence, vegetation, mulch, and on the other side it's a wildfire prepared. So you can see that it's got a metal fence, a little pathway, and the vegetation is very low away from the house. And so this is a time-lapse video, and they've set the vegetation on fire. They have the fans blowing right now. So this is after 2 minutes. So you can see this is after 4 minutes. The fire actually gets to the fence. It's burning the fence. The mulch is still burning. After 6 minutes, take a look at the wildfire house. Nothing's happened to it. 8 minutes. That house is that shed's starting to go. 10 minutes. It's on fire. This is only 12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes, that's engulfed. Completely gone. Now we're going to take a look at the other side. All because we took a little bit of precaution, making sure that vegetation is away, leaving wood burning is actually away from the house. You don't want to have any type of, yes? Okay, the question is, should one close all the windows in the house? If there is a fire going on, yes. On the outside, it's because, again, what starts a fire is embers. We've seen during the fires that were happening up in northern Sonoma, Solano County, there were actually embers that came across the bridge. across the strait, lit fires on this side. So we want to make sure if you have a fire outside, close up the windows. And that's the video on it. And then here's one thing, we talked about this in the last training, is having a rally point for yourself and for your family. That way you know everybody's out. And here's the best thing about this. Not only have it, but share this with your trusted allies, your neighbors, everyone. That way they can check on each other. And then create that evacuation plan. Have that in place so that you know exactly what to do. But we all know any plan, any made plan is just a plan until you get punched in the face. When that happens, you have to pivot, you have to make sure that you're doing something else. So you have to be very fluid with this, but come up with a plan, run the plan, practice, practice, practice. Because what? Practice makes what? Practice makes perfect? Practice makes permanent. Okay? If you practice this over and over again, it makes permanent. It does not make perfect. I hate to say it, but it makes permanent. It's muscle memory. When I used to do training, lifeguarding, it's like we learned how to get into situations and get ourselves out of situations. High waves, rescues under the pier, that kind of stuff, boat rescues. These are not first-time things. You practice and practice and practice until you get it, until you know how to do it. So for you, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing evacuation. Yes? Okay, so the question is, so far, I just want to repeat so for the people online, it's like the evacuation plan is to drive out of Rossmoor, but there's only one way. And it will be crowded. And so I know that Rossmoor has actually done some things where they actually have gates that they will open up so they can actually escape. Thank you so much. And so they can actually get out of Rossmoor if they need to. And if you don't know that, I know that I know RM-EPO will share that information with you guys so that you know which location that you should be going to. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me add something to that. In Rossmoor, we have different evacuation zones. And the evacuation zone that you're in shows up on your street entry sign on the bottom. It'll have EC 001 through EC 008 or 9, and that tells you your evacuation zone. And the fire department, the police department are the ones that are going to call them for an evacuation when it's necessary, and they will evacuate zone by zone. The first zone that's closest to the fire that needs to evacuate, they'll do just one zone, not everybody at once. Also, there are more than one exit from Rossmoor. There's 9 ways to get in and out. Some of those are strictly reserved for the fire engines and the tractors to fight the fire. And those pathways are not accessible to cars because it's very rough and you need a high-wheeled 4-wheel drive to get through that. And those are strictly reserved for the emergency responders to come in. Don't try and go out that way. You will block them and they won't be able to do their job. There are several that are designed and paved for exits. One example is an exit that goes out behind the, through the dog park and out to Tice Valley Boulevard. But those are, again, locked and will be opened by the police or fire department. You'll be directed in that direction. There's another one that goes out Stanley Dollar Drive into Lafayette. And again, that's something that emergency equipment is going to be staged out on that road to come in. It's drivable to go out, but only when the emergency responders open it up after they've let their emergency equipment come in. On the EPO website, there are some maps that show where those exits are. But again, you don't want to go over there with and cut the lock, because you can be causing more danger than safety. So there are more ways to get out than just everybody trying to go out the front gate. The front gate's going to have one side emergency responders coming in, and the other side people exiting, but only for the evacuation zone that's been called. Say that again. EPO website is rossmoorepo.org. O-R-G.
Harris, thank you so much for that. And so if you don't know, definitely go on to the website, find out exactly where those evacuation points are at, and then find out where you're supposed to be. And, you know, for me, I know that I had talked to my fire chief before, and I said, you know, I know my evacuation. I don't live in Rossmoor. I live up in the Hayward Hills. And I was telling him, I'm making my own path. He's like, well, what do you mean, Ron? I'm like, because down my road, if it's going to be backed up, I'm going to take my truck. I'm going to tear down the reservoir. He's like, you do what you need to do. So what I'm saying is, find out where you're supposed to be evacuating. I think it's a very key thing. Learn where to go, and then how to get out. Yeah. Yes, sir. Good question. If the fire started here, where would we go? Well, if it was in here, yeah, I'd be going either that way or that way. The shortest way out for me would actually be, yeah, I would say it would be the main gate. Yeah, that's the shortest. To me, that's the shortest route to get out of Rossmoor. From here. That's true. It depends on where the fire is coming. So if the fire is coming through the main gate, yeah, I probably wouldn't go through the main gate. But yeah, that's a good question. To be honest, since I don't live here, I would not know. If I couldn't get out of the main gate, I would have to be directed by you guys. You would have to tell me where to go. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, we're getting the mic all set up.
Most people that live here know, but Rossmoor has set up a couple of years ago. We have evacuation zones, and it's geographical. Certain areas have their own denotation, because if there's a fire in one corner of Rossmoor, there's no need for everybody to evacuate. Matter of fact, you'll cause traffic jams. Nobody will get out. You're really supposed to stay in place till you've heard from the authorities, which would be generally the fire department, when to be ready. One, to be ready to go, and two, now it's time to go. But just if there's a fire on the other side of Rossmoor, there's no reason for people over here to evacuate. Just keep your ears and eyes open. But there are evacuation zones, and they will tell you what streets to go out. And also this idea of getting in your pickup truck is a great idea, but don't go on these fire roads, because you won't get very far. Anyway, just thought I'd share that.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, it's like, I know that you guys remember the, was it not the park fire, or campfire, Paradise Fire. The Paradise Fire came really quick. They had a similar plan. It's like that town was actually divided into 12 different regions and evacuation areas. That fire moved so fast, they actually moved towards everybody gets out, and they had to turn the road into a Contra flow, one way. Everybody was not going in, everybody just moved out. And so, again, plans, you want to make the plans, but then also be very, very flexible with what is needed. So, this is a great conversation, guys. I really appreciate it. Oh, wait. Another question?
Does PG&E do a power safety shutoff here during emergencies?
In some areas of PG&E, or in some areas of Rossmoor, they do.
So if that happens, does all of Rossmoor get turned off at the same time?
No.
There are different. What happens when you lose power during one of these? The garages won't open, right? So is there a way to get into those garages?
Yeah, it's like they, any of the garages should actually have an automatic handle, that actually releases it. So,
just a quick answer on that. Most of the detached garages that are in Rossmoor are what's called a vault garage, and they were all built around the same time and back in when the houses were originally put in, so they're all like 1974 or earlier vintage. And what they all have a mechanical lock that you need the right key for. You turn that, and there's a chain that like a cable pull that will unlock the latch that holds the garage door down. And then it's difficult to lift it as one person, but this is where you need your neighbor's help. A couple of neighbors can get together, push the garage door up without power once you disconnect that latch. We have information again on the EPO website on how to deal with those latches, how to get the information about that. And we are probably going to have some training in the future about how to deal with power outages and getting your garage doors open. I think after the last Loma Prieta earthquake, they changed the automatic garage door openers to have backup batteries that will last for 8 hours. And in which case, even when the power goes off, you should, with that kind of garage door opener, you can still open your garage door with power from the backup battery. You may want to check that. There's, again, information about that on the website. And that can make it a lot easier to deal with. Go ahead.
Great. So really quick, homework, check your, and this one's kind of mute because you guys already have yours every year. I love it. So just make sure that if you want to get an update on your smoke detector, call the mutual. Best way to do it. Now, this is the last one. Last objective is Vial of Life. And for those of you who received the little booklets, on the very, very back of that booklet is called a Vial of Life. It's a form that you would fill out. And everyone, I encourage you to fill this out. This is a way that your house can actually help and support you. So if there's any time that you're down, you're not able to answer questions when the paramedics come, they can actually go to this form and get some information on you to help and support you during that time that you're down. And you would just fill out this information, who to contact, any allergies, any medication that you're on. It's all going to be on this form. And again, if you haven't gotten the booklet, I've got more in the back, and so I'll have it up in the front for you. But you'll want to fill this out? Yes.
addition to that, the computer club has classes on how to fill that information out on your iPhone.
Excellent. Excellent. So you guys are all set for, I love this. And so this is the old style way. Again, even for me, on our 4 trusted allies, it's like we might keep it on our phones, but then I even have somebody who has all their trusted allies on a little card that they keep in their wallet, just in case anything happens. Yes? Yeah.
So I just happened to see this. About 24 years ago or so, my mom and a bunch of ladies in Rossmoor started this. It was before cell phones, before electronic medical records, and they got a bunch of vials. This is hence the name. They got a bunch of pharmacy vials donated. Then they had mimeographed pages with your name, your medical information, your doctor's name, your drugs, and things like that. And it was, you would fill it out, roll up the paper, put it in the vial. It was supposed to go one in your glove box, one in the refrigerator on the second shelf, rubber banded, and then on the outside of the door, they had a red circle that said, Vial of Life. And then the hard work started. It started right here in Rossmoor, and they went to every first responder in the county and told them to look for this when they came and they thought that somebody needed help and the person couldn't talk and tell them what they needed. So it started here. The Red Cross gave them a prize for it, and then it spread out to the entire, started in Rossmoor and then spread to the entire county and maybe even Solano County, I'm not sure. But now they still use it. It's in a different format, but this is a Rossmoor story.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta give you
Well,
help.
because she's not your mom.
No. That is fantastic. I can now say that. It started here. Thank you for sharing that. But it is a great way to actually stay connected.
Yeah, one more thing. I want to make sure that we've been getting all the questions and answers for people who are in the room. Alan, do you know if people have been putting questions into the chat on the Zoomers? Have we got any specific questions from them?
And I just want to make sure that you guys know on this PowerPoint presentation, I've got links that you can go to get additional forms if you want. And then also that little red sticker that says Vial of Life, you can print up, you can put that in your little Ziploc bag, and then also place it on your door. Yes?
Okay, Ron. Alan Brown wants to know where they could get your pamphlet. Is it available online as a PDF file, maybe?
The pamphlet? You mean the booklet?
The booklet, I guess, yeah, that you have extras of.
Yep, I think Harris actually has that.
Yeah, we have it electronically, and it'll be posted on the EPO website in the same section where we have the results for the Ron's meeting. It'll have both the full slide deck that he's showing now, plus the recorded video that from this meeting, and it'll also have the other pamphlets.
Perfect. And so really quick, this is the third piece of homework. It's just to fill out this Vial of Life. Make sure that you have it completed. Print up the little sticker. I've got more books up here, so if you did not get one, Ken's got them right here for you. And then all you need is a Ziploc bag. Another question.
Okay, he also has a question, and I think Harris probably addressed it, but his question is, who will open the evacuation gates during a disaster? And I referred them to the Rossmoor Emergency Operation Plan.
Yeah, the police at the fire department have the code to open up the other gates as necessary. And again, when there is an evacuation, it's a 3-stage. When there's a wildfire approaching Rossmoor, for example, it's a 3-stage operation. First, you're giving a warning that fire has been detected and it's coming, and that's like an hour or 2-hour time frame. Then you're given, when it gets closer, you're giving an alert, and that means you probably have got about a half hour to get moving and get out And then finally is the evacuation order. And once that's given, you can only go out. You cannot come back in. So if you have family or people who are, if you don't drive or you're handicapped so you can't get out and get into a car, they can't come in and get you at that point. You need to have one of your neighbors lined up who can help you get out, because nobody is going to be coming in. They're not going to be allowed until the fire is out and everything has been cleared up. Yeah, the question is how you'll be notified. If you have signed up for Nixle and also you have your cell phones, you will be notified directly, because they will know from the GPS and your phones, they will know what evacuation zone you're in, and they'll be able to call just the people in that evacuation zone to let them know what's going on. But you will also see notifications about those 3 stages. So it's not all done at once. So the key is, as soon as you get the alarm, take action. Don't wait till it gets worse, because now you've got hours to get out without any traffic. That's where Ron's plan about trusted allies, if you can figure out where you're going, even if you're not going to somebody's house, go a couple hours away and stay in a motel or something, or go watch a movie and see what's happening before that.
So really quick, I just want to cover one more thing. And I know that Harris had printed these things up. This is going to be online as well. This is your action plan for the 7 steps to earthquake safety. And this is a really nice piece. When he printed it up and showing it to me, secure your space. We talked a little bit about that. Plan to be safe. Create your emergency plans. How will you communicate? And then organize safety supplies, getting your go kit, and minimize financial hardship. Again, part of what we went through with getting your house earthquake mitigated, that's actually saving you. If you can save some of your equipment, save your data, that's huge. It's going to save you financially. And then drop, cover, and hold on. During an initial earthquake, that's what you're going to do. Drop, cover, and hold. If you're in a wheelchair or walker, you're going to lock, cover, and hold on. We used to run in a door jam. Don't do that. Just cover up, get under a table, and just be safe. After the earthquake, shake yourself off. You'll look and you'll try to assess what damage is there and then react from there. And then the last part is reconnect and restore. So this little handout, it's going to be issued out or on EPO website. And so it'll be available for you as well. So if you did not get one, please make sure that you get this. And with that, I just want to make sure that we go over the homework one more time. And again, you don't have to do one of them. Inspect your home. Again, put those glasses on, those goggles, to make sure that you're going to be safe. Take a look around your house. What can I do to get it safe? Second one is check your smoke detectors. Call up the mutual, guys. Definitely call up your mutual. Get the battery, get the smoke detector, update that, and then complete the vial of life. Just those 3 things. Make it easy for yourself. It's doable. And I just want to say thank you so much for all this time, but don't leave yet. This is the best part, because I do have something for you. But I actually only thought there were going to be about 10 people here. I know, I'm sorry, I feel so bad. I only brought 2 of these bags. And so but I think we're going to be having some other things.
Yeah. Again, this is the door prize tickets that you handed in when you came in. If anybody didn't get a chance to fill one of those out.
And then also, if you had not, this is the first time here, for those of who came last time, There's bags that you receive. Please don't get a second bag. Let the people here who have not been here before get a bag. I've got some other things like a little bandana. This little bandana can actually be a nice little communication sign. What it has all your vital information on here, your name, your contact information, medications, allergies, any of that information. But the nice thing about bandanas is what? You can use it for anything. You can use it as a handkerchief. You can use it as a signaling device. You can use it as a tourniquet. You can use it to who said toilet paper? One-time use. No. Actually, you can use it for anything you need. It's like, I was doing a training before, and there's all these tables that are out there, and they were all giving away stuff, and nobody had bags. And so what did they do? They actually folded it up, and they started using it as a little bag like the hobos used to use way back when. So definitely, if you hadn't been here before, please pick one of these things up. Are we ready for a drawing?
Yeah, so there's also another one of those backpacks that is reserved for the people who are on Zoom. And if there's some of these other materials, there should be enough around for the Zoomers as well. What we're going to do is take the total number who registered and take a random number choice and then go down the list in the order of people who registered, and that's the one who's going to get assigned the backpack that we have saved for the Zoomers. The other equipment that is not claimed today will be put over in the Securitas office, and Zoomers will be notified when they can go to the Securitas and pick up their prizes as well. So without further ado, go ahead and randomly go in there, pick a number and a name.
Okay, so the number I have, the last three numbers is 213. And the name is Zerzan? Xi, X-I-A. You have to be here to be present or to win. Zhu, there you go. Okay, come on up. Give her a round of applause, please. Next number, next winner. I know everybody's like, shake this up, so I will. Okay, next number is 230. Monica. 230, Monica. Give her a round of applause, guys. Congratulations. Oh, and then we do have, one thing that I do have too is a little compass, whistle, and also a little container for matches and stuff. It's this little orange device. So again, it's nice to have. You can keep it in your go bags. I've got quite a few there, and so please come on up. And then I also have these little stickers called Listos California. And basically, Listos means ready California for all. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. And please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Let's give Ron a nice round of applause for everything he did.